Hey, aloha, welcome.
Take it away.
Aloha. We're here to talk about data done right, an admin playbook to ensuring data quality. I'm Monica Sandberg. I'm no better in the community. A lot of people only know me as Not as Blank Monica. I'm an InsurTech innovator, architect, and admin. And years ago, I was at Dreamforce. I was sitting in the audience and I thought, I'll never speak at Dreamforce. And I'm speaking at conferences now across the country. I'll never be a Salesforce MVP. And on Monday, I was just inducted into the Salesforce MVP Hall of Fame. So, the reason I'm telling you this is I want you to know more than you think you do. I guarantee you. And you can do more than you think you can. So push past your boundaries, push past your comfort zone, aim to fail, and great things can happen. You've seen this before. Please base all purchasing decisions on currently available products and features. All right, good data equals good business. It has been proven. I have seen it before. I've seen the flip side of this. Not so good, not so good, And we're here at Dreamforce this year. We're super excited. We see AI everywhere we look. Service GPT, Sales GPT. Now more than ever, you've got to have accurate data. You have to have complete data. And you better be duplicate free or as close as possible. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Well, I don't want it to be a secret. Everybody needs to know this is my insider tip. Your users must trust your data. Your users must see the value in giving you good data. So we want data done right. We got to know, did our data go wrong? When did our data go wrong? And here's some tips to know your data's gone wrong. Are your users logging into an external system when Salesforce is supposed to be the source of truth? Data gone wrong. Are your users siloing data on their desktops? You've seen those little Excel spreadsheets. That's not synced to Salesforce. That data's not in Salesforce. Data gone wrong. Now I know some of you have already read this slide, taken pictures of this slide, and you think, my automation, I don't get error messages. I am good. Oh boy, I wish that were the truth, but I gotta tell you the honest truth, what I've seen. If you have, your automation is based on criteria. So you have a field, like a status field, and it's supposed to go from active to inactive. And when that happens, records are created, then there's a business process, then more records are updated. What happens if that status never changes to inactive? You get really bad results, and it's just like dominoes going downhill. Bad data, bad data, bad data. So please, public service announcement, check all of your automation criteria, triggering criteria. Check all of your triggers, and make sure those fields you're using are actually the business process and the users. It's actually happening of what you expect to happen. I've seen an org with thousands of records corrupted this way. Another key way to know has your data gone wrong. Inefficient processes. So your service teams, the cases are closing slower than you'd like them to. Well, maybe your users don't have the data they need, when they need it, how they need it. It's not accurate. Data gone wrong. And when you do reports, you're doing these reports for management or for some other team. You're doing them weekly, monthly, quarterly. We need to look at the last time you ran the report or the time before and check against the new one and see if there's an anomaly. How did I lose 3,000 clients in 1 week? That could be data gone wrong. Now, to avoid data gone wrong, to get our data done right, we need top to bottom company strategy. Yes, we do. We need to know what is the current state of our data quality. What is our desired state of our data quality? How are we going to get there? And when we get there, we need to know how we're going to maintain it. And we, as admins, we're orchestrators. We're like conductors. You know, in the Philharmonic, the conductor, they make sure all of the musicians are playing the right notes at the right time and in unison to make beautiful music. We do the exact same thing with our data. We're making sure all of our users and our business logic and our current automation and the current data, it's all working together. So duplicate records is one way data goes wrong, and it doesn't sound like much, just a duplicate, just a couple of records that are almost the same, you know, just a couple, you know. You can end up with thousands of duplicates. This can't happen. This is data gone wrong. So we need to define what is a duplicate. Duplicate for you is not the same as a duplicate for me. So how do we do that? Well, I'll give you an example. Allison, these are the fields that are important to me to check if it's a duplicate. She works for both of them, different account names, different phone numbers, not a duplicate. But a Kim has exact same information, same last name. In your org, you might combine them. I've seen them combine household members into one contact. Not in my org. I want to do phone logs. I want to know who I talk to. So in my org, not a duplicate. So you have another Allison entry. The spelling's different. So what is my protocol? What am I going to do? I have it established that I'm going to check and figure out which one's the right spelling of her name. Then I'm going to delete the second one and make sure that I've merged anything that's important to me. That is my protocol. So we have to be careful when we do this. If we're too wide, we're going to catch everything as duplicates. Our users are going to lose faith and trust in our system, and you're going to slow down your business process. But we don't want to be too narrow. You see, I have the 3 bears up there. What do you think the next one is? We want to get it just right. How do we get it just right? It's going to take some tweaking. It's going to take a little bit of experimentation, but we're aiming for the 3 bears and getting it just right. So we have built-in Salesforce duplicate management, and it comes in 2 flavors, standard and custom. Which one do you think I'm going to recommend? Any bets? Any bets? Custom all the way, 5-star. My personal review, custom. Why? The 3 bears. We want to get it just right. So, this is how we do it. We build a custom matching rule, and we're telling Salesforce, okay, which fields we want to match. Now, how do we match? We can match exact, and we can also match fuzzy matching. And in my org, just right, I don't always get title and phone. As a matter of fact, most of my contacts only give me emails. So I might have blank fields. I'm going to mark those and tell Salesforce, if it's blank, still find me the potential duplicate. This is not available in standard matching rules. Another reason I give custom matching rules 5 stars. If you have a lot of dupes in your system and you're running rules, check this, because the blank fields might be the reason you've got duplicates and you don't know how they're happening. So we already told Salesforce the matching criteria. Now we need to create the actual duplicate rule. And first thing is we decide whether we're going to enforce sharing. And next we tell Salesforce what we want to do. Are we going to block creation of a record? Are we going to allow it? Are we going to report on it? Are we going to alert? And here's where we go back to the 3 bears. We may need more than one rule for our object. And why would we want to do that? Because I'm an admin. I have they say admins drink, or what makes admins drink? Admins do dirty work. Sometimes we have dirty data that I have to bring in the system and clean it later. I don't want to be blocked when I'm bringing in contacts and going to work on it. So it's a different rule for me than from my users. So those rules with the criteria saying, I'm admin, don't block me, that's how we do it, multiple rules. So we also have incomplete records. And it's always been a problem. But if you're trying to train AI, this is a problem. Data gone wrong. And so, what are we going to do about duplicate records? We have to do the same thing we did with duplicates. We have to define what is a quality record. Every single object in your org, you need to define what's quality, what's not. So I suggest that you have a formula field with a score of 1 to 100. And you have your criteria and give point values to everything, adding up to 100. And then, if you have a checkbox, to have a threshold, so you know this one is not so good. We really need to work on this low quality record. This is really, really helpful. So we're defining, just like we were defining what is a duplicate. I'm giving you something out of my personal playbook. How do I get my users to give me the information I need? That's a problem we all face. Well, here's my use case. I have an account, and it's just changed to client. I got to get a billing email. How am I going to get the invoice to the client? And so I also need account number. But my user hasn't given it to me yet. What do? I go where my user is. I don't have a validation rule on account. I have a validation rule on opportunity. My user's working an opportunity all day long. What does my user want to do? Close one. That's what my user wants to do. You're not doing close one until I get what I need. I got a little problem over there in the account. Can you help me out? Now, I don't make my user run and find which account it is, go to the account page and figure out which fields they're missing. Right here on the opportunity. There's the 2 fields I need. Please, they fill this out for me. I'm letting my user make the change right then and there. It's a screen flow running on component visibility. It's only going to show up when there's missing data. And it's showing the exact 2 fields I'm missing. Go where your users are. Show them what to do. Help them do what you need them to do. And here's the screen flow. It's a simple, simple flow. And the only difference is that you do visibility for each field. So you only show the fields that are missing. That is the key here to giving them what you need, and also it's a win-win. So we know now how to mark low quality records. We know how to find duplicates. We should be monitoring this on a regular basis. And we can do this with dashboards and exception reports. The exception reports are what feed the dashboards. So, and there is another session, I think at 3:30, that goes into more depth on this. But I'm going to show you. The exception report for the duplicates is you're doing a report on duplicate record items. That is the record that Salesforce creates when they find a possible duplicate for you. And you just do a very simple custom report type, and you do the custom report type on this object called duplicate record items. Now, we need a dashboard to see everything so we can monitor everything. We don't need to start from scratch. No, we don't need to start from scratch. Salesforce gives us a starting point. It's called Data Quality Analysis Dashboards. It's from Salesforce Labs. It's free. super easy to install this. You install this into your org. Remember the 3 bears? Now we can customize it. So it's going to come out of the box. It's going to have all your standard objects. It's already going to have the dashboard built for you and the reports built for you. It's even going to have, we're going to get to it in a minute, here we can just customize these the way we like it, just right. So it's created a couple of fields for us, very similar to what I showed you we needed earlier. Now we can go into these fields and adjust them to make them right for us. Also, use this as your blueprint for your custom objects. Just follow how it's done for the standard objects and do the exact same thing and add your custom objects and your reporting to your dashboards. We're not done yet because I got another little thing from my personal playbook. So you're overwhelmed, you got all this data and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what kind of mess I have now. I'm starting from scratch. What do? I'm a Flownatic. Flow to the rescue. I suggest you build flows just for you. How do you do that? These are flows that are not triggering on criteria. You're going to use a checkbox that only you have access to trigger these flows. Little checkbox, easiest way to do this, and you have access, and you could do this in list views, you could do this in data upload. You use a flow, record trigger flow, fast field updates. So it's super lightweight, it's really, really fast, and here's what you do. You can look for duplicates, you could check against formulas, you could get records against any object, and any criteria you can dream up. And then when you find results, you write the results to a field on the exact same object we started on. Don't worry, all these slides, I've uploaded it to Salesforce, and they will be putting it in the agenda builder, every single slide. I know you're rushing to, well, I have plenty of time here. So we also have a trail mix that I created to go in more in depth on all of these things that I've talked about here. And it's really, flow is included, data cleanup, and all of these topics are on the Data Done Right trail mix. And I'm leaving you with, boy did I speak fast, please share session feedback on this session. I really enjoyed being here. I'm thrilled to have you join me, and I hope to see you around Salesforce, Dreamforce. Pleasant trips, and see you later. Aloha.
Thank you for watching. We would love to get your opinion on this content, so please leave us some feedback on the comment section below. If you did like this content, give that like button a tap, and of course, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the Salesforce Admin's YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about being a Salesforce admin in general, head on over to admin.salesforce.com. Thanks again.